Good morning, children! How are you today? I hope that you are all in good health and condition. Welcome to the new normal learning. I hope that you are all prepared for our discussion. Before anything else, make sure that you have your paper, pencil, eraser, and most importantly, your module. Also prepare water and snacks so you do not need to stand from time to time. You may ask your parents or guardians, brothers or sisters to help you assist throughout our lesson if you have questions. Bear in mind that you're not alone in your learning because I'm with you today. I am Felicidad C. Claveria, your teacher on the air for today's lesson. I know that you are ready and excited. So, come on kids, let's start! Happy learning! Our lesson for today is telling more about the story character. After going through this module, you are expected to read simple sentences and label the stories and note details regarding character. So, enjoy your journey. Good luck! I know you have already listened to many different stories, like the story of the ant and the grasshopper, and the monkey and the tortoise, and so many more stories. This time, let's see what you know about our topic. You may now turn your module on page 2. Let's all read the directions. Directions. Read the story and the questions below. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Write your answers on a separate blank sheet of paper. You have 1 minute to answer the questions. Rose in a vase. Micah smells the red rose in the vase. Oh no! There's a bag on the petal. It's a bad bag. Micah gets the rose and the bag flies. Great job, kids! I hope that you got all the correct answers. Children, do you have your favorite story? Do you find the characters who can connect to your life's experience? Please turn again your module on page 3 in What's In. Let's find out how these characters affect your personality. And now, kids, let's check your answers. Number 1, who smells the red rose in the vase? A. Micah. B. Bag. The answer is A. Micah. Number 2, what did Micah see on the petal? A. Vase. B. Bag. The answer is bag. Number 3, what does Micah say about the bag? A. Fat. B. Bad. The answer is bad. Number 4, what happens to the bag when Micah gets the rose? A. Disappear. B. Flies. The answer is B. Flies. Number 5. What did Micah feel when she saw the bag? A. Mad. B. Happy. The answer is letter A. Mad. Let's all read the directions. Tell a story about the picture. Write at least 3 sentences about the story. Use the words below to make your sentences. Be ready to share your story. The words are ball, brothers, coconut trees, flowers, and play. I'll give you 2 minutes to do it, children. Are you all done, children? Oh, don't worry. I will also share a story about the picture. Here it is. NJ and EJ are brothers. They play ball in the yard. Under the coconut tree are many beautiful flowers. All stories you have written are all nice. Great job, children! For those who did not finish the activity, you may continue your activity later. Let's move on, learners. Once again, please turn your module on page 4 in What's New? Read the story below. But before reading the story, may I remind you to focus on what you are reading. Analyze, understand, and enjoy the journey in this story. Let us read as if you're in the story for you to enrich your knowledge to the lesson and the view of moral lesson to take it on. Here is the story. The Blind Black Carabao. Once upon a time, there was a blind black carabao who lived in a rice field. His friends were a healthy cat, a rich dog, and a selfish goat. One day, the blind black carabao found a sack of rice. He had an idea of saving it. He then asked his friends, "Who will help me pick the sack?" "Not me," purred the healthy cat. "Oh no, not me," barked the rich dog. "Not even me," shouted the selfish goat. "Then I will," said the blind black carabao. So, he carried the sack of rice by himself. When the storm came to their place, the blind black carabao asked his friends, "Who will help me carry the sack?" Nobody answered him. A healthy cat returned to her chair. A rich dog hid in his house, and a selfish goat ran in a distant place. "Then I will," said the blind black carabao. So he carried the sack of rice by himself. When the storm ends, all of them were very hungry. The tired blind black carabao called and asked his friends again, "Who will help me eat the rice?" "I will," purred the healthy cat. "I will," barked the rich dog. "I will," shouted the selfish goat. "No," said the blind black carabao. "I will." Then he began to eat the rice. His friends were swallowing their saliva while looking at him eating the rice. He felt pity, so he shared his food with them. "Thank you, carabao. Even though you are blind, you are so hardworking and generous," his friends said. "Without you, we will all die with hunger," barked the rich dog. "That is why you are the favorite animal of the Filipinos," shouted the selfish goat. "Next time, let us help Carabao to find some food in order for us to live," purred the healthy cat. "I know you can also do it, so let us help one another," said the Carabao. The next week, a healthy cat found some fruit seeds. They all volunteered to plant. When days passed fast, they happily harvested and shared the bounties of their harvest. Now, let us answer the following questions about the story that we have read. Write your answer on a blank sheet of paper. I'll give you 2 minutes to answer the questions. Number 1, what did he want to do with the sack of rice? I repeat, what did he want to do with the sack of rice? Number 2, which animals did he ask to help him pick and carry the sack of rice? I repeat, which animals did he ask to help him pick and carry the sack of rice? Number 3, what did each animal say? I repeat, what did each animal say? Number 4, what did the blind black carabao feel? Again, what did the blind black carabao feel? If you were to choose among the characters in the story, who would you like to be? Why? I repeat, if you were to choose among the characters in the story, who would you like to be and why? Right! Maybe you would like a blind black carabao because he is hardworking and generous. Good job! I hope you got all the correct answers. Keep up the good work, kids! If you're not yet done with the activity, you may continue afterwards. This time, please turn your module on page 7 for another activity. For activity A, describing the characters, think about the characters in the story, The Blind Black Carabao. Choose one of the main characters to describe in detail by completing the chart below. You have 2 minutes to answer the given activity. Alright, time is up. How I wish to know and listen to your answers. Anyway, all your answers are accepted. If you're not yet done, you may continue afterwards. Children, let's move on with our lesson. Kindly turn your module on page 8 to find what is it. It says there that characters are people or animals in a story. I repeat, characters are people or animals in a story. For example, in our story, The Black Blind Carabao, the characters there are, yes, the black blind carabao, the healthy cat, the rich dog, and a lazy goat. The character who is the focus in the story is called the main character. Again, the character who is the focus in the story is called the main characters. The characters are the actors in the story. Some or most of the stories have characters. In the story that we have read, the characters are blind black carabao, rich dog, healthy cat, and lazy goat. They have their own characteristics and attitude. For us to understand more about the character and attitude, we need to note or remember the details in the story. I repeat, for us to understand more about the character and attitude, we need to note or remember the details in the story. Noting details is a comprehension skill that involves choosing out a text from the story read. It is a piece of information like text or picture to fully understand the story. I repeat, noting details is a comprehension skill that involves choosing out a text from the story read. It is a piece of information like text or picture to fully understand the story. But, how do we note details regarding character? First, always read the story with full understanding and internalize the text. Second, jot or write down notes or highlight text. Can you still follow with our lesson, children? Okay, kindly stand for a while, stretch your arms, and shake. Come on, everybody shake your hands. Don't worry, we're almost done with our lesson. Alright, this time, let's move on page 9 of your module in What's More. For activity A1, we have character profile. One way to easily identify the characters in the story is to read and understand the whole story by looking to the illustrations of the story. Can you still recall or remember the characters in the blind black carabao? The direction is you choose one of the characters in the story and complete its character profile below. I repeat, choose one of the characters in the story and complete its character profile below. Copy the character profile on a separate blank sheet of paper. You have 2 minutes to do the activity. Okay, time is up. You may continue the activity later. For another activity, in activity A2, it's a message. Pretend to be a selfish goat in the story. I repeat, pretend to be a selfish goat in the story. Write on a separate blank sheet of paper your message to blind black Carabao when you did not help him to carry the sack of rice. Can you still remember the proper way of writing a letter, children? Can you still remember it? Yeah. First, in writing a letter, you must write your address and the date first, or we called it as the heading. And then, with the greetings. Again, the greetings. Next is your message. You can now write your message to the blind black Carabao. And finally, the complimentary ending or your signature. Okay, children, it's time to write your message. I'll give you 2 minutes again to complete your activity. Time's up! Again, you may continue your activity afterwards. Well, it seems that you really understood our topic this morning. Now, turn on your module on page 12 in Activity B, Choose Me. I repeat, turn your module on page 12 on Activity B, Choose Me. In your notebook, draw the character that shows good attitude in the story. I repeat, in your notebook, draw the character that shows good attitude in the story. Write at least 2 to 3 sentences about your drawing. This time, kindly turn again your module on page 14 in What I Have Learned to check if you really understood our lesson. I repeat, turn again your module on page 14 in What I Have Learned to check if you really understood our lesson. For the direction, answer the following questions. Letter A, or number 1, how will you identify the characters in the story? I repeat, How will you identify the character or characters in the story? Letter B or number 2. What do you call on the character who is the focus in the story? Again, what do you call on the character who is the focus in the story? And third is, how will you write details on the character in the story? I repeat, how will you write details on the character in the story? Okay, children, you may turn your module on page 15 and let's see what you can do. For the direction, write the name of your family members and their characteristics in the table below. I repeat, write the name of your family members and their characteristics in the table below. Time's up, children! You may continue it later. For the assessment, read the story below, answer the questions in the table. I repeat, read the story below and answer the questions in the table. The story is, Mike has a kite and a bike. He rides on his bike to the playground. He flies his kite. One day, the kite fell on the playground. Mike was sad. He has no more kite. Let's answer the questions about the story that you have read. Number 1, who is the character in the story? I repeat, who is the character in the story? Number 2, why he is sad? Again, why he is sad? Number 3, if you have the chance to write an ending of the story, what would you like to write and why? Again, if you have the chance to write an ending of the story, what would you like to write and why? Time's up, children! Continue again later, okay? And for your additional activities, please turn your module on page 17. Again, for your additional activities, please turn on your module on page 17. The directions are, recall the story on the blind black Carabao. Fill out the data needed in the story map. Do this on a separate blank sheet of paper. I repeat, recall the story on the blind black Carabao. Fill out the data needed in the story map. Do this on a separate blank sheet of paper. There you go, children! Excellent! You are amazing in doing all your activities. That's all for today's lesson. I hope you learned a lot today. Thank you for listening. Alright, children, you may now go back to the activities that you have not finished yet. Happy learning, children! Please stay tuned, same time, same station, here at DWND FM Radio. You may also watch or stream on Facebook, CMD Cable TV, and via online. Once again, I am Felicidad C. Claveria, your teacher on the air. Till next lesson, please stay safe and stay home. God bless. Bye-bye.